disappointed in the performance tonight. Felt like beat soundly in all three phases. So obviously that starts with me, but give Alabama a lot of credit. You can't play the way that we played against a really, really good team, and had some chances early, didn't capitalize on them, and just snowball from there. But disappointing performance. This is it's one game. It's one of our 12 opportunities. We can't let this game beat us twice. We got to find a way to move forward and start, get better tomorrow.
Raise your hand if you have a question. Bring the mic to you. We'll start out front here.
Matt, what's your assessment of the defense right now? Do you feel like you guys are getting better through the week in the games, or are you seeing anything you see as progress?
Yeah, I mean, again, first half wasn't good. They did get a turnover early. Gave us an opportunity. We didn't capitalize on it. I was proud of the way that some of the guys, Benito flashed them in the second half, where they kept battling and kept competing, and was proud of that. So we just got to keep getting some of these young guys growing up, and but was proud of the way they battled in the second half.
What adjustments did you guys try to make once Tua started getting rolling in that first quarter?
Yeah, we just we went into the game with the mindset of being aggressive and trying to get after them, and they made some plays when we did blitz, and credit them, they made the plays when they had to.
Matt, you mentioned another first half. At this point, when you look at it, do you view it as a schematic thing? Is it a talent thing, or is it both?
Yeah, you know what? I think when we went up 7-0, and then had an opportunity with a turnover to try to keep it a game. So I'll look at the tape as far as schematic, but to me it was penalties and turnovers and execution more so than schematics. But disappointed we didn't play the way we're capable of playing offensively. I thought was by far that was our worst performance offensively. But again, give Alabama's defense credit; they forced some of that.
Matt, along those lines, how much do you think that was the Alabama pressure getting to Jordan? Because he looked like he kind of ducked down and got out of there a little early sometimes.
Yeah, I think they did a nice job getting to him early. They did a nice job batting the ball down early on some big third downs. They got some batted balls. They got some turnovers early, and it snowballed on us. But again, I don't think you got to play perfect, but you can't play that way against a really good football team.
Matt, this was Tua's first start against an SEC defense. I know he's had a lot of experience, elsewhere, but still, just your overall impressions of his performance, considering the hype that he had coming in, obviously.
Yeah, I think he's a really good player. There's like a third down early in the game where he scrambled and got to it, and then several times we tried to blitz him early, and he stood in the pocket and made the throw. So I think, all the credit that he's getting is well deserved.
Why did Jordan never leave the game, even with the score the way it was? Did he ever say that he didn't want to leave the game?
Yeah, no, he didn't. He wanted to be out there, and he wanted to battle. And it was a situation we probably could have got Matt in the game, but we were handing it off at that time. So for him to hand it off, it wasn't worth one of the 4 games if that happens.
Any questions up top? Okay, more questions down here? Oh. Stay down, Willow. We'll go ahead. No, you go ahead.
The throw that Tua made in the corner of the end zone, where it looks like you just got perfect coverage and he makes an absolutely perfect throw. That's not something that you see all the time at the college level for a guy to make a throw in that kind of spot. Just, when you see play like that, does it just kind of make you think that the potential with someone like him is just at a different level?
Well, just credit him on the play, especially, to make that throw under pressure was obviously a really good play. So I think, and he made several of them tonight.
Up top?
Coach, you had talked about how important it was to get off to a good start for this game. You have that first touchdown. Did that have you thinking maybe we had something here in those, after that first play?
Sure, I thought it was a great start for us to get off that fast, and it we didn't do much after that. Our completion percentage was really, really low. Really struggled again on third down, and you know, our defense had to play a lot of snaps. But again, when we had opportunities and the turnovers, we had to capitalize on them to keep it, you know, try to make it a 4-quarter game. We couldn't do that.
Any more questions up top? Okay, we'll take it to Maddie down here.
Alabama's secondary is obviously talented, but inexperienced. What were they doing and what was happening on your end where
Yeah.
you weren't able to take advantage of that?
No, I think they were able to play coverage. They made a couple of nice plays. I think we had Lodge, maybe the second drive of the game, running open, and one of their DBs made a nice play and tipped it away. But they did a nice job mixing up coverages, but I think the key was maybe the difference. They were able to get pressure on the quarterback and make him make some decisions that he had to make under duress, and I think that was probably the difference. It just offensively was, I think that affected our decision making with them being able to get pressure on the quarterback.
All right, more questions for Coach?
Matt, what's your message to the team now? As you said, you don't want this game to beat you twice. So what do you tell the guys today when you get back?
No, I think the message in there after the game was that no matter what, we're in this thing together, and we'll move forward tomorrow. And you know, we got a big game coming up, you know, next week at home, and we got to find a way to regroup and learn from it and get better, and again take advantage of our 12 opportunities that we have.